What's going on, good people? Dan Fitch here. Welcome to my channel. I've been on YouTube for about 13 years, 12 years, '07, '08 to present 2020. I've been out here hooping, getting some exercising because I can eat. My frame won't really tell that, but I have a high metabolism. I can definitely eat a lot. So as I continue to get older, closing in on 30 at the end of the year, have to be ready, for the downfall. Once I hit the mid 30s, early 30s, I've been playing basketball, as I mentioned on my channel in the description section about me, for 25 years. I've never played organized ball, been in some events, referee one church game in Harlem, kind of helped keep an eye up, referee another game at Cedar Park over in not too far from Burnside in the Bronx, 2018, with my father on Father's Day. But as this video is, of course, about basketball, I'm just going to talk about the NBA bubble because, other leagues are trying to take that idea that the NBA has with isolating the players to prevent C19 due to YouTube or social media. I'll just say C19. Don't want to monetize this video, let alone my channel. Been working hard, posting videos several times in a single week. So I'll just say C19. But those who know what I'm talking about, of course. This video will be about, I won't put a specific timeline, we'll just go with the flow. As always, it's been a long time since I posted a video of me just sitting down in the backyard somewhere isolated where I can just talk without interruption outside of, whatever at my house, radiator, whatever. It's sound, but I can actually talk about stuff. So I'm going to talk about the NBA bubble and the success it has, how successful it has been for, sorry, it's so bright, my eyes got to be kind of closed. I'm not high or anything, but the sunlight is pretty hot. So as far as things go, as far as things pertain to the NBA bubble, it's been a success. It's been what I want to say 2 or 3 weeks now, if that. You had your scrimmages games that they don't necessarily count. You have the different seedings still going on. The actual 2019-20 season NBA playoffs for 2020 will begin on August 17th on, NBA TV, I'm sure, TNT. ABC is rare, but they're part of that ESPN family. Disney owns quite a lot of television and media companies, so yeah, ESPN, ABC, they're in the same family. Mark Jackson, Jeff Green, I believe, Jeff Van Gundy as well. I'm sorry, Mike Breen, Jeff Van Gundy, Mark Jackson. They've been together, the trio, for many years doing NBA games, calling the games, giving feedback. But as far as things go with that, it's been quite an adventure for the NBA since March. It's been a 4.5, 5-month hiatus. April, May, June, July. We kind of started the last couple weeks of July to resume the season. So I'm grateful as a die-hard Lakers fan who's pushing to win it all this year. I'm not saying we may necessarily win it all. I don't want to get my hopes up, but I'm confident that we can. Injuries, barring injuries and things of that nature. The Clippers are like the little brothers of LA. I'm from New York, but I've been a die-hard Lakers fan since 1996, legit since Kobe Bryant was drafted. And I've mentioned this many times over the years to people in person, as well as in some of these videos a while back, months ago. I love the Lakers wholeheartedly. Kobe's impact on my life and how I carry myself in my life has been nothing short of great. I thank him. I thank my biological father, my mother, who I am no longer in contact with, because I've been through quite a lot. We as black men, we already go through quite a lot, for being really honest. I've endured quite a lot. So Kobe's impact on my life is definitely present. It's there. The work I had to put in just to get to where I am now, and I have more ways to go to be successful, is unparalleled. Kobe Bryant, may his soul rest in peace forever and beyond. the afterlife. But as far as things go with the NBA bubble, it's been 343 perfect negative tests. Not a single case since July 29th. They've been, I think this is the third time or so in the last 3 weeks since, or slightly more, that they've tested NBA players. And it's been negative tests, so everything's running smoothly. Players are actually respecting the rules, with a few exceptions. We won't talk about Lou Williams' situation. I don't like the Clippers, but I ain't gonna just throw dirt on one of the best bench scorers in NBA history's name. He did go to a club, but hey, that's his business, and he's been doing what he had to do to get back with the Clippers. Hey, the guy's a baller. Came out of high school, came into the NBA. I've been watching him for over 15 years, on and off around the league, different teams. Play with AI, I believe, Iguodala, Kyle Korver on those 76ers teams. I'm older, so I've been watching a lot of NBA games, hundreds, thousands of games since over the span of 25 years. At least watch hundreds of games, thousands via media, YouTube, videos online. So I know quite a lot about NBA. I can go back to the 80s as well, even though I was born at the end of 1990 in December. So we can talk, but as far as things go, the NBA has been quite a successful league, and how they've been combating C-19 and things of that nature. And the NBA players are at least happy enough or grateful enough to have the opportunity to play the game that they love, the game that we as viewers love, and I'm grateful for that. And as far as things going on in the bubble, I've been watching not just the Lakers games. I've been watching the Bucks, the Kings, the Mavericks, Clippers, the Suns. Suns just won again today. Booker with 20 points, 10 assists, and more. As far as that goes, got 13 teams on the Western Conference side. You got 9 teams on the Eastern Conference side for a total of 22 teams. You got 1,300 total individuals, which includes the medical staff, the training staff, and everybody in the respective 22 teams combined that's on the Disneyland campus. I forgot what city in Florida it's located. But there's quite a lot going on right now throughout the world, let alone sports and the NBA. But the NBA is the one league that's really been pretty successful up to date so far in this first week of August in 2020. So I'm very grateful to have the opportunity to be able to watch the game that I love, and I'm happy that these guys who, we can't compare ourselves to them because they make more than us as individuals. But we are still blue collar, hardworking people. We pay money to watch these guys, and of course they do what they do, and they make money off of the sport, their craft. But I'm just happy to see the NBA back because it's kind of something that is needed in the world. But if it means the safety of others, then I would accept there not being any sports. Other people have to find other ways to be productive without sports, even at times. To each his own. I can't compare myself to the next man ever because every individual person is different. Every individual household is different as far as how they actually, go about their daily routines in life, school, work, all of the above. But as far as the NBA, kudos because they've been pretty solid. They're testing very strict. Several times a day they test the players. I've been watching Troy Daniels. I've been watching Troy Brown Jr. I've been watching WNBA players vlogs as well. Got to give some love to the ladies because I'm a diehard Minnesota Lynx fan, and I mess with the New York Liberty, even though they're 0-5 right now. Lynx are 4-1 and blew them out by 26 yesterday, the 5th, I believe. So shout out to our new players we have on the team. But WNBA players, they're doing pretty good too. I know a lot of people, they're not fond of WNBA, and you have guys that are sexist and they don't understand that these women deserve, if not the same amount as men, at least a little bit more. And things have changed over the last year since their 2019 season. They have a new president, but you have owners that are prejudiced and still are against certain movements that are valuable in the world. So there's a lot that goes into that. And I hate being the guy that has to talk politics, but it is what it is. It's what's in the world. It's part of this whole sphere of sports. You can't just ignore it. It will eventually affect everybody in some sense, or somebody and it takes a real one to actually step up and be a voice to those who are voiceless. Somebody like me who, I know if I actually do say something about something else, I would sacrifice resources, personal property items just to help another person. I'm constantly the giving type, and that's very unique and rare amongst New Yorkers, let alone people who are more selfish instead of selfless. So, when it comes to the NBA, kudos to everything that they're doing. Kudos to the hard work for everybody, staff and players alike, to have the resilience and courage to also voice their opinion on the platforms, the BLM movement, and more. So, it is what it is as far as those who disagree against it. But, for those who disagree, they're ignorant as far as their understanding of what's going on, and they want to have their views, and they don't want to switch up their thinking as far as what's going on in the world. You can live in your household for 30 years with parents who come from a certain prejudice or racial era, and you take whatever they're teaching you. But this generation, we're very different. I'm a millennial, yes, but I'm an older millennial from the 90s, so I have different ways of thinking. I grew up with people from all races, walks of life, but at the end of the day, I am who I am, and people will always look at me a certain way because of the color of my skin. But I'm super proud, and I'm mixed with different things, not just African American, but I'm also Haitian, I'm also Native American, and I am proud to say that I am all of those things, ethnicities, races, and so on and so forth. So with the NBA, they're not only just playing basketball, but they're promoting different things such as BLM, such as reform, for also to allow those who are in jail or prisons to be able to vote, to have that second chance to have a voice, to help elect better or potentially better officials throughout the country in the U.S. So there's a lot that people have to consider. It's not just about the fact that the NBA is returning. It's about the things going on in the world and how those with more resources can help. And you can do your part too, even if you don't have as much resources as these NBA players. So, it's just a matter of doing what's right. And as I continue to push for my goal now to get a bachelor's degree, I'm going to continue to keep my mind open on many different things in the world. It's not just Twitter, MSNBC, and all these different platforms. I'm going to look at different things going on because that's just who I am as a person, But at the end of the day, it's very important to stay sharp on your thinking, have an open mind to everything that's going on around you, because when a person is so isolated in their own bubble, pun intended, I guess, especially during this quarantine time, you really have a lot to think about. You have to look at yourself and say, am I doing the right thing by not speaking up when this situation here, even if I'm not black, even if I'm not brown or Mexican, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot that goes into what happens in the world. We have to really look at ourselves as far as what's going on in the world and how we can be a better influence and how we can help. And how are we teaching our kids, grandkids, you know what I'm saying? Like, the future that's going to come after us when we're all long gone in 50, 60, 40 years, because our lifespan has varied in the U.S. over hundreds of years. Life expectancy used to be 30, 40, less. I'm blessed to make it to 30 if I do make it to 30 in God's will. You know what I'm saying? Like, with the NBA, it's pretty dope, but look at everything else around you at the same time. And this is pretty much a video summing up my thoughts on the NBA restart, return. And I'm going to try to watch this Lakers game later. LeBron's out. Rondo's still out. I think he has to have 7 negative tests before he can actually rejoin the team in Orlando. Plus, he needs an additional 4 days to quarantine himself, being that he's coming from outside that specific area in Florida, let alone the country. So, we definitely need Rondo back. Guys, my Lakers didn't do well yesterday. I watched the whole game. Despite our woes, our inconsistencies, shots weren't dropping. LeBron didn't play well. He did what he could. Anthony Davis had a pretty off game, but it happens. But we have to really find that identity, at least for my team, my Lakers. My other team, the New York Knicks, we'll see what happens now that we got Tom Thibodeau. But this is just a straight up keeping it real with you guys, NBA talk. I'm at the 14:45 mark. I'm going to go to about 15 minutes, another few seconds, and we'll pretty much end it right here. But this is just a video summing up my thoughts. I'm always in the backyard, as those God bless the 65 subscribers that I do have. You know, I'm definitely one person that can upload. I find a lot of videos on Twitter, so I'm always constantly uploading something, you know, within the rules and means of YouTube. You know, I try to edit videos, certain basketball videos, this way it doesn't monetize my channel, or let alone the video I have to end up deleting it. I'm not using certain music because somebody owns the property of that music, or a company. So I'm always trying to find different ways to add stuff to my channel. I edit, kind of, you know, I'm not trying to put so much. I'm not sure if people are actually reading it. I took the comment sections off months ago because I just don't, I'm tired of these little kids and these teenagers, these adults trying to post negativity on my page. If you dislike my video, go for it. But, you know, I would prefer the likes. You know, I know the ratio between the likes and the viewership is going to vary. You know, I end up watching my own videos more than once just to kind of critique myself for basketball, kind of see the lighting, because I do have a Samsung Galaxy Note 9 and a Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge from 2016 when I used to be with T-Mobile. So those two phones, I go back and forth with the basketball videos every Mondays when I'm off from work at Walmart. So I'm constantly staying active with the videos, whether people want it or not. You know, that's just me just doing something extra productive outside of school, outside of basketball, or including basketball, or thoughts on school, so on and so forth. So, you know, crap, I went beyond 16 minutes, but this is pretty much a video summing up my thoughts. Thank you everybody who always watches.